Okay. Can we get everybody to wake up with the exception of Carlton and Kayla?
Okay, so we do know that we've lynched at least one
One
Mafia.
Mafia,
Yeah.
Or Julian was Mafia.
which has
Well, that's
strong
I have
confirmation
a
with
question for
Carlton
Sheth. Sheth,
dead.
did you
But-
say Kayla's defense wasn't good, or
No, he was talking about Hannah, dude.
Hannah? I mean, Hannah's defense. Did you say Hannah's defense wasn't good?
I said it was good initially, and then I didn't like it at the end.
So how come you didn't vote?
So I
So
thought
we're-
she
we're
had a really good
definitely Lilo
initial
then, right?
defense.
We're definitely Lilo.
3,
Yes.
6, 8.
We're
Wait, but
100%
it's not word.
Lilo.
No,
Yes,
because
Hannah.
no, it's
There's
definitely
3
not.
Mafia.
No, we have 7, so it is Lilo. 1, 2, 3,
Three.
4,
Oh.
5, 6.
We know that
7.
2. We know
wait,
that 2 town died, which means that there have to be at least 3 Mafia left. There
Oh,
can't
sorry,
be 4.
it's 8. Yeah, it's 8. So it is. If
There
we,
can
it is
only be
Lilo.
3 Mafia. There can't be 2 because there'd be 1 KP, and there can't be
So-
4 because
I feel like the Hypno Toad is probably not alive.
Yeah.
I feel like
No,
that
definitely not.
I feel like
Yeah,
by
Could've been
now they
used
would
by
have.
now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people that I could see he could be trying
Right.
to use it on for sure.
And
Either
I
he
feel
tried
like
using it and died, or or they just died first round or something.
also the cop is probably dead.
Because Darkzerg was
Yeah, I mean, likely it was Storzerg.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get all the
Here's-
facts out on the table.
Here's my problem. Here's where I stand right now. This is my town circle. No, actually, no. I don't. This is my Mafia circle right now. This is kind of like in no real suspicious order. Is Noble, Rob, but Rob more than Unctious, who's kind of sprinkled in there, and Bregar has lingering suspicion since like day 1 for me.
Why
And-
are you less suspicious of Sheth than you are of Brigor?
No. I was about to add Chef too, so I was about to be like, Chef is
Really?
also in there as well. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
you
know. I know, really, but like there are just little things that he's doing that kind of rub me a bit the wrong way. But it could just be paranoid. Like I'm really paranoid right now. I'm extremely paranoid right now.
Could I get some other reads on me? These people have been kind of quiet how they feel towards
And
me.
I also want
My
to
hair okay
say,
today?
I'll
Yeah,
get my
you-
red on shit.
last thing I want to say is that most people I've listed is like the majority of town. So it seems like the entire town is Mafia to me. That's where I stand.
I just want to say, and this is because I mean I've only been Chef's been on me the entire time. I think he's town, and I know that probably doesn't do anything in my favor for Chef, but I mean I think he's town. I want to hear more from Rob. I'm really suspicious of him considering he hasn't said yesterday he was like, I want to say something, and then he didn't really say it, and then he just went under the radar there. So it kind of sounded like he was trying to get something in, but it didn't really happen. Then afterwards, Unctious, and then afterwards, Noble. Noble less so than before. I was more suspicious
Let's
of
go.
Noble before, but
So hearing from me, I was thinking of just what happened because there was a lot of talk that I didn't place a lot of value in. Until Carlton came out as the vigilante, I thought this whole conversation about what was the Vig doing or not doing and everyone throwing out percentage points really didn't mean much. And I was trying to just look at people and get reads and kind of get a lay of the field. I was pretty certain it was Lilo. I was very scared of just kind of I didn't vote for Hannah because I was very scared of trying to just get a bully on her because she was a very easy lynch to get a bully on, and that at Lilo they could just manipulate the field and just end the game right there. And I was thinking out all of the Bob's play as allegedly cop, and then Carlton complying with that, saying that he was vigilante and made the shot. I was just doing a lot of thinking about that because I think that had more weight in the conversation than the esoteric did Vid shoot or not. And then Carlton came out, and I kind of started thinking more of, okay, well then if we have a vigilante claim, we had to think about it more. So I was doing a lot of that thinking while there was a lot of other stuff going on. That's why I was very quiet yesterday, but I also wanted to get that point out, but it was very weird. It wasn't a concise point. So that's why I kind of backed off and was trying to think about it more. For other reads, I have 2 Gut Mafia and
Name them.
so
why not?
no, Tim. I've been on Tim since the start. I'm still on Tim. And Noble. That's just a very weak one. That's just what I'm feeling. ZNF at the start of the game, I liked you because you pinged Carlton for not taking notes, and you kind of pinged him again later about that. And I think I was very suspicious of the vigilante claim because if you have a shot, you have a very direct, impactful role in the game. Why would you not be taking notes of all the games? And his excuse was, oh, on a Monday game, I didn't want, and someone told me not to take notes. And I was thinking, like, that's a very silly cop-out. If you want to have as much information as possible to make your shot count. So I guess he had the store read, which was enough, but he didn't know that store was going to be a good read until store started coming out really strong. So I was iffy on Carlton, and I was trying to egg him hard from the start. That also, and I'm kind of suspicious of Ryan right now too. Just that's another like I'm gonna actually take it as Shindig's 1, Ryan 2, and like honorary area of.
I don't think there's any possible way that you can think Shindig's is Mafia. Like, I don't think that there is any way that you can think Shindig's is Mafia.
All right, let's hear everyone else first before we go into that.
Yeah.
So
We'll go back to that for sure.
I'll speak up. I think that probably the people I don't really like are Rob and Noble, and those are the only 2 people who are alive that voted to kill Tim. That are still alive that voted to kill Tim.
Ryan, are you Mafia?
No, I am not Mafia.
Do you just want to circle back to Tim real quick? I mean, it seems like it's going to be a big.
Shit. No.
Pinky promise.
What?
Do you
Pinky
promise,
promise.
I promise.
Put your pinky up. Now kiss it.
Ryan? All right,
So,
buddy.
I mean, to go back to the Tim
Bro.
thing, I think Tim's play was disruptive, and then his whole, like, he obviously didn't change the process, but the whole idea of, like, can no one just talk after this? And, like, was trying to be, like, very dominant and controlling. Like, I didn't like how that play came off, and I think there's a lot of diminishing returns with the whole concept of him continually going back to me. He's used it now in games to, as Mafia, just get a lynch off on me or try and just, since he always has the basis of, I always think Rob is suspicious. So as Mafia, he will come to me and try to make me look suspicious and try and lead town in a bad direction. And it just comes off as, oh, it's typical Tim play. So that I'm not a big fan of. And I think, especially after this game, you find out I'm down, it's going to be a lot of diminishing returns with continually coming back to me as always being suspicious. It's just not going to, it's going to do more harm than good in the long run. And the whole way he handled the whole, can no one just talk, rubbed me the wrong way. I disagreed with it completely. And I don't like how Unctious thinks it's inconceivable that I think Tim is Mafia.
It's pretty inconceivable.
Go for it.
Oh, no, there's no way, man. There's no way.
I'm not sure. Earlier, when I voted for Shindig's, I thought I thought he was more in a Mafia idea, but since then, I've changed my mind. I kind of understood where Shindig's was coming from when he was doing that whole idea before, and I have, like I said last turn, I have him and Sheth as the people that I trust the most as town, and in my opinion, I had Ryan and Unctious as the people I'm suspicious of, and I'm iffy. I'm really questioning Unctious because he's been under the radar and no one's really been pressuring him in being Mafia. So some people in the first turn have said, oh, they're suspicious of Unctious, but he hasn't really been pressured yet.
I don't know if that's true at all either.
On Mafia.
Okay. Okay. So I would just like to preface this by saying I know there are a lot of holes in this. So before you guys come and pick it apart, just accept the fact that I've accepted it too. But I actually think I would be really okay. I think the best kill, if I could just formal right now, we can get a vote through, would be Noble right now, because I think everyone is on Noble to the point that it's kind of the idea that we should just go with our first gut check, and we've been going on Noble for quite some time. He's still alive in the game. The other thing is I felt his defense the previous day was very kind of tattery and a bit weak and stuff, and I know he can do better. He's actually a really good player. And the people this is where it gets really shaky, where I'm not even sure, but I don't get a good feeling off of this. The people he's naming as town and the people he's naming as confirmed Mafia, I feel are just a bit bandwagony. He's oh, I think Ryan and Ryan and Unctious are Mafia, and Tim and Sheth are definitely town. I think that was just a bit bandwagony, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But this is more of a gut thing than anything. I trust my gut, I think very well on this, and I would be completely comfortable if we just if we just cut his head off.
Hold on, real quick.
To say the idea of me being bandwagonish on saying Unctious and Ribo, I've mentioned that I just felt
Ryan. No
I'm gonna die.
Ribo, I assure you.
Are you behind me on this, Ryan? Let's get him.
I want to do something real quick.
I'm not comfortable with this lynch yet because this could be
that's fine.
One word, Rob. On the subject of Noble, Mafia or town?
I'm conflict. I told you.
One word.
One word, dude. You gotta have a read by now.
I told you guys. I told you. I thought he was Mafia. He was my
ZNF.
honorary mention.
ZNF. One word.
Mafia.
Chef.
In between town.
Kiwi.
Conflicted.
Okay.
All right, I'll go ahead and give my reads then. Just kind of have a lull here. Ryan, because you wouldn't lie to me, and you wouldn't promise to me. I really hope you're being honest. Unctuous,
hold on.
played.
Chef, I
Yes.
would if I was Mafia, I would promise and lie.
Not to me, not to me, buddy.
I would.
Let's be honest. Not. To
I'm
me.
gonna
It's
put
okay.
that on.
Wait, did you formal? Did you officially formal?
No.
No. He was giving his reads.
This is my reads, man. I'm not.
No, I'm
not
asking
forming anyone.
Shindigs. I'm asking Shindigs.
No, I didn't form. I didn't form.
Oh, okay.
I'm not lying to you now, but I would.
For life.
Anyway, all right, Unctuous, you're super town to me. You've been playing really town. You're a super town. You have a super good read on Tim, and I've kind of had an unsure read on Tim, but what he's been saying kind of coincides with it. Noble's been like this immovable gas that just like says whatever and does
Into
whatever.
right?
I'm a gas.
Yeah, that's how I picture you in my head. You're just like
I'm a
floating
noble
around,
gas.
attaching yourself to others. Kiwi has said nothing the entire game. I really wish we would have killed him first round and screw killing handicap people.
I actually really regret leaving Kiwi in the game right now because if he's Mafia, I mean,
Yeah.
props.
Either way,
I have actually
nothing.
talked. I talked at the start of this day and the start of last day.
all
Well,
right,
if you look at this. We have 3 people that have been relatively quiet, and that is Kiwi, Noble, and Rob. Rob is like relatively quiet overall. Like this is the situation that we always get into, where we're always saying to ourselves like we should have lynched the quiet people, and then we never did.
Yeah, but at the
Honestly-
same time, as you want to talk about words of substance, I felt like I made my point that there was a lot of talk about if it was vigilante, if it was like a lot of things going on, and it wasn't reads on people. It was talking about the last day, which is important, but not as important.
Here's the thing is, like, Rob, it's actually flipping between Rob and Unctuous. Like, if I could just hang them both, I would. Just for peace of mind. Not that because I think they're both mine, but just for peace of mind. Like, actually, here's my suspicion from Unctuous is, like, similar to Noble, which he did criticize me for, which is completely fair. I want to say, like, I'm not trying to push an illogical... Well, I am trying to push an illogical statement, is that Unctuous Unctuous was, like, really against the idea that Vigi shot and that Store was cop. And then I feel like as Town began to accept it, he was one of the last people to kind of be like, yeah, you know, that's actually right, as Town began to jump on it. And he did one more other thing that was a bit inconsistent to me earlier on in the round. So, like I said, it's flipping between the two, so it's not a definite thing. But, you know, I don't know. Gun to his head, I just might more so on Noble. But
If you actually watch the VOD, like I was with it after the instant that you said it. Like I've trusted kind of you throughout the game so far. I think what you did earlier, you did in game or day one was silly. Going along with Store immediately, but when it started to make sense, like I'm literally with you at this point, and that's kind of what I was doing. Like when you said I'm 90% sure, that's when everything clicked, and I was like, you know what? All right, this is something that makes sense to me.
Here's the issue with why I'm so paranoid is like the reasons why I'm going after people is mostly because their positions have switched, but they switch for like really good reasons too. So that's why I'm like, oh no, like this is really hard. So that's why I'm actually would rather pull the trigger on Noble than Unctuous. But like I said, if I couldn't shoot Noble, I'd probably kill Unctuous. And Rob.
Here's what I think. Here's what I think.
Go Ryan.
I think that of all of the votes that we've had, the vote in which the most people are alive right now is the Allen vote. And I feel like the Allen vote was the easiest vote of any of the 4 that we had earlier to bandwagon onto if you were Mafia. Yeah. So I think if we're looking at Mafia, we should be looking at the currently alive people still from the Allen vote.
Who voted for him? Do you know
the people that are still alive would be ZNF, Unctuous, Noble, Tim, Rob.
All right. On the back of that, ZNF is obviously super slimy, and I can't tell either. But Rob is by far my best bet. Whenever you asked one word on Noble, and he was like, Mafia.
Because like within 10 minutes before, I already said he was. So I mean, like,
got off of that, it looked, and my whole read off you this whole time has been I haven't felt like you've played Town to me. Even like your reactions that just didn't feel Town to me. I'm definitely really, really happy killing you. And just before we go into any more, if there's a cop or a medic alive, like please come out and give us what you have at this point.
So one thing I want to say is ZNF. I was looking at you as really town, and I feel like you've been kind of laid back this round.
I mean, I actually wanted to.
Like, I think this day is super crunch time. Like, as town, we're in very bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, I actually wanted to say a few things, but I mean, you guys were discussing stuff that was kind of outside what I wanted to talk about. Like after the initial reads, you guys kind of went off on your own thing. But the things I wanted to say was I first wanted a little bit more clarification on why Sheth has been thinking I've been kind of scum the entire time.
Bandwagoning opinions as far as.
Well, I mean, but I want to like, because I really don't think I've been bandwagoning my opinions, and I'll explain why and very briefly. So, I was one of the first few people to identify, like, hey, don't you guys think Storzerg was cop? You guys were kind of going on your own little tangent about how maybe they hit both those people at once. I was the first person to do that, so that wasn't a bandwagon on my part. I was the first person to start saying, like, I really don't like how people said, no, I'm not going to vote. I mean, and if anyone wants to bring it up in the notes, I'm almost certainly positive that Shindigs was the one that followed up with me on that, as opposed to me following it up on Shindigs. So, I mean, we've been going, like, back and forth. If you guys trust Shindigs, I've been trusting Shindigs too, but I've been making my own points that Shindigs has been agreeing with.
How do you feel about Rob?
I said at the beginning of the day that if I had to kill someone, I'd be killing Rob first, and then Unctuous, and then Noble. The reason is I also stated this before, is that I haven't played with Noble as much, and I feel like his defense and the things that he's been saying is very similar to stuff that I said that I've seen in the past, where I thought he was Mafia, but he turned out to be Town. And so I don't want to, like, convince myself, because, I mean, he's one of those people that, I mean, I haven't played a lot with, and therefore I can just see a little scummy vibe. I'm more certain about Rob, and I'm more certain about Unctuous, and everyone knows that I've been saying Unctuous among the people that I've been suspicious of the entire time. So, I mean, I think I've been playing relatively consistent.
Noble, what do you think about Rob?
Great, let's kill Noble and Rob.
I just feel with Rob, I can never get a good read on him. Like, I hate mentioning a past game. The last game I played, I really had Rob. I thought he was Mafia, and then at the end of the game, he was Town. So I really can't get much of a good read on him. I would say, after Unctuous and Ryan, I said Ryan this time, not Ribo. I would probably put.
Man, you ruined your streak.
He should have kept saying Ribo.
No, I mean, just because I'm iffy on Rob, I would probably put him third.
I don't understand.
I still have Unctuous and Ryan as my top two.
Here's my take on this entire situation. I think Rob is the least risky kill. I think he's somebody that most of us think is slime. I think that because Noble has been so quiet, I think that he is risky. Like, I think that he's probably Mafia, but I'd rather lynch somebody that to me is Mafia, so that we can get him out of the way, and then we're not in lynch or lose immediately. Like,
I just need to know, how did I come off less scummy than Kiwi, who's been very quiet?
He said nothing. Nothing.
Right, and it just amazes me that was not the person.
You have a personality.
I've definitely not said nothing.
No, I get that. No, I get there's a certain.
Let's be fair, right?
No, please, Kiwi. By all means,
sure.
Kiwi, go.
Okay, so I spoke up at the start of last day, which was potentially Lilo. And I may not have been chiming in every second, but the content of what I've said has been very obviously Town. I think I was the most worried about, like, out of everyone at the Lilo possibility, and I was pushing really hard for Vichy to come out. Same with the day before.
How do you feel about Rob?
The possibility of. Here's my concern about Rob. I think he's a pretty good lynch, but it feels to me like Unctuous was brought up by a few people. Same with Rob and Noble, and then the focus has really been shifted onto just Rob and Noble, and that makes me the most concerned about Unctuous.
I mean, I want Unctuous after Rob, honestly. I want Noble last.
Yeah, but if it's Lilo, you only get one lynch, so you can't.
I mean, that's true, but I mean, in Mafia, you're never sure, right?
Right.
So,
no, I'm just saying that
there
may not be an extent.
So. My other concern is that I feel like Chef has been very quiet, except for today when it is Lilo.
Yeah, honestly, my three, I think if there are three Mafia, I want to get this read out there because I think that this is I think that this is the best reads that we have right now. I think that the 3 would be Rob, Sheth, and Noble. Those are like the 3 people that and when I'm coming out against Sheth because at this point, here's how Sheth has been playing the entire time. He's been, I don't even want to call it fully bandwagoning. He like says like slightly affirmative comments here and there, and he hasn't had any original content. He didn't have any OC to like, he didn't post any OC whatsoever. And to that, like, it's not pure bandwagoning because he didn't say, yes, that's exactly what happened at any time. He's always like, yeah. Or yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that. Or yeah. And like, it's just so middle of the road that I can't trust that at all. I think that's how Sheth would pull off this Mafia.
I just wanted to clarify one thing. I said I was going with Sheth was suspicious. I am still leaning towards the East Town. I don't think he's at all a good Lynch.
All right, let's formal Rob. Let's do it.
Rob.
I think the way you've been playing has been fake. I don't like the emotions. You've been playing at separate times, and you haven't contributed a ton to town, as far as I can tell. Just gut read. I'll change it completely to gut read.
Oh, okay. Your perception of me, got it.
Exactly. So those are my basic reasons. I think you're the best Lynch at this point in time, just because of how other people reacted to you as well. And I'd love to hear your defense.
I guess right off the bat, Tim went after me hard day one. So by day one stuff, I've already kind of presented that forward. For the following day, like I said, I was being kind of passive. I was trying to think out all the situations. I was very concerned that it was Lilo and that we were going to get bullied into a position where Hannah was dead quiet and we kind of just bandwagon along and we just kind of push her off and then the town loses. So I was trying to think things out. As for not being direct with my Noble read, like within 5 minutes before we were doing 1-word reads of Ryan from me, I said that Noble I was suspicious of. He had honorary mention. I was conflicted because Tim was pushing on him so hard, and I'm still really hard on Tim. I think Tim is Mafia at this point in time. So that's where him all of a sudden going really hard aggro on Noble when Kiwi still hasn't said much, and then Unctuous at the same time, saying I am in full trust of your hands, and then going really hard against, saying that, Kiwi not being brought into his top suspicions at all makes it incredibly suspicious for me that both of them were deflect. I felt like they had opportunities to kind of talk about quiet people and deflect it. But my defense, I think I've played pretty well. I think that at this point, if I'd be able to take any questions, I'm scared that there's a consensus against me. Almost everyone wants to lynch me as town. That's really bad if it's Lilo, and then we lose. So that I am town. I don't usually come to that defense often. I'm trying to project myself as more genuine because I always have this scummy aura about me, and it just kind of, to me, I don't know what the move is here to become more genuine, but I am down, and it's a bad decision at Lilo. It's a losing decision.
Tim, what do you think about Rob? You kind of checked out for the past couple minutes.
My reads on him still stand. I didn't want to say too much on Rob in the past couple of minutes because I don't want you to think it's. I wanted to actually ask who was at Noble what he thought about Rob because everyone knows what I think about Rob. Everyone knows how I perceive Rob, but I feel like that's not going to help the town at this point. It's what everyone else is going to do. So for me, I honestly, part of me still really thinks we should go Noble instead of Rob, but you know how I feel.
I mean, I felt like Rob said two things this time. This day, both of them have been defensive, and both times, I don't know. It just feels kind of discombobulated. Feels kind of all over the place.
The thing about Rob is he'll always give a semi-decent defense, even if he's Mafia. So, like I said, Rob's my gut check.
I mean, I felt like this time was a bit more shaky. So,
if people, I don't know. Like I said, I'm more okay with killing Noble first, but if Rob's there, then I will not abstain.
In Rob's defense, I really feel like this Lynch is Mafia trying to pick a low-hanging fruit. I do not think this is the right Lynch to be making in Lilo. I'm just getting really fucking bad vibe about this.
I am too. I think Rob's defense was shit, but I'm also getting really bad vibes as well.
Okay, so Ryan, here's the thing. Do you still think Rob is suspicious that we can't like imagine that we could just lynch anybody we want at any point in time. Would you still lynch Rob?
Here's my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
My conspiracy theory is that Mafia is something like Unctious, you, and ZNF.
Okay.
And
damn, the three corners.
Yeah.
And we lose when we lynch Rob or something like that.
Okay.
That's the exact same feel I was getting. Unctious Tim, third could have been ZNF, third could have been.
I need. Wait. First, there's a formal on Rob. I'm sorry. There's still a formal on Rob.
Can we rescind?
You just say something.
I would like to rescind if the town would like to.
I made
Let's think about this super logically.
Hold on. Chef made the formal, right?
I am asking for Chef to.
He did.
I said it before Ryan's.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay. Let's think about this super logically. From the beginning of the game, if you think Storzerg was actually cop, which is like the only thing that makes sense, Tim was behind Storzerg from the beginning. He allied with Storzerg from the beginning. And he was also one of the first ones to say, you know what? Yeah, this guy was reading Super Cop. It makes sense that the medic probably tried to save him if there's a medic around, and that he was double stacked. Tim is the one that pointed out these things make sense.
ZNF pointed it out, and then I agreed with it. And I want to add to that I said, Hannah was saying, Bob does this all the time. I totally agree. Bob does silly things, but what would it take for me to back up Bob in day 2 to say he was cop? It would take a crazy play, which I think he did. So
yeah,
if you believe that Storzerg is cop, I don't think that you can believe that Shindig's.
It would be a play, but I'm in no condition to make that deep a play.
Okay, fine. Then what about you, Unctious? What about you? Because that doesn't get you off the hook.
It does that particular argument doesn't get me off the hook. I think what gets me off the hook is the people here that are saying that, like the fact that Chef saying that I read Super Town, I'm getting flustered, is something kind of it's in my defense. But and I think there's something to be said about that. I've been bandwagoning Tim, but I've also been giving my own. I've been posting OC as well.
A lot of OC.
Wait, what is OC?
Original content.
What is that? What's your original content?
Right.
You sound like you've been going up to
He's done so much. Like, don't even waste your time naming it all. It's a lot.
Ryan,
There's been so much original content.
Ryan, I have a question. I mean, so you were bringing up the point earlier about Alan, the people who were still alive that lynched Alan. The Alan vote was a very easy bandwagon to go off on.
Right.
And that
I was
suspicious of people.
What?
I'm sorry, it was my formal. I didn't realize I was defending Unctious or attacking Unctious in my formal. So the point I'm trying to make is that
your formal is over. You're no longer under formal.
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
I should have been more clear with it.
I didn't.
Did not. No, but my point is also that so you were suspicious. I gave 3 reads at the beginning of the game. Unctious before the formal pinged Alan and said, "Hey, Alan, who are your 3 reads?" I said, "Well, I have 3 reads too." He's like, "Well, I didn't ask you." I said my reads were Carlton, which would not be Vigi, Tim, and Alan. So I very early put myself forward in Alan's thing, so I wasn't a bandwagoning vote. I just want to put that into context and give you that information. If it does go back to me, I just want to put that out there. I wanted to say that when I thought I was still under formal. But anyway.
I voted with Tim and Shindigs in the second vote, and it didn't get passed.
Here's the thing.
Tim and Shindigs? Wow.
Kiwi, can you listen? Kiwi, can you listen to me really quick? Okay. To be honest, Unctious is not 100% off the hook for me either. But I have to trust them this round because I feel like the two.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Okay. Kiwi, listen to me. But to be a productive town this round, I think that we have the most evidence against Rob and Noble, or at least the most.
Those two are the easiest to kill because they've been quiet. But
no. I
at that point, Kiwi's also really easy to kill.
Kiwi's my biggest town read in the whole.
Right,
whole
I
town.
agree with you. I think Kiwi reads. Kiwi reads town. Like he's a really easy town read. But what I'm saying is, if we're operating under the assumption that we're only going after people that are easy to lynch, I don't think they're. I don't know. I don't know if that's just a valid. I don't know if that's always a valid argument in the end game.
Why can't they be easy?
Tim talked a decent amount in the early game, and then he got somewhat cleared as town, and then he kind of checked out of the game a little bit, and that's what I don't like. Is because like the Mafia, if you're a Mafia, if you're like somewhat town, you need to speak more. But Tim checked out of the game after he was cleared. I don't like it.
Ryan, I have to completely disagree with you. Like, I feel like I've been putting myself out there adequately. I may not have been talking like 100%, but I say who I feel should be good lynches, and like. And the safe lynches too. Like, I feel like I've been really moving the game along decently enough. Not the best, not perfect, but decent enough for you to get me off the hook at least this round. Look, I understand we all may be paranoid of each other, but I think the most paranoia right now is on Noble and Rob. And I feel like Easy isn't really bad. Like, I feel like Easy at this point is, I feel Ryan is safe. I feel ZNF is safe. I feel Unctious is safe. I feel Chef is safe. I feel Kiwi is safe. It's easy because it's a process of elimination.
Yeah, my argument here, I agree with you that Tim might have stepped back a little bit the last few days, but I mean, let's analyze the events on why that happened. I mean, Shindig's put himself out there, right? He made a really crazy set of plays where it's like, guys, we got to vote on him. Hey, can you guys just shut up and we'll just don't defend him or at all, right? I feel like the fact that he got shut down so hard probably prompted him to take a step back for a while and kind of just let some other stuff play out. Like, I don't think that's necessarily his fault as much as it is the town collectively saying, yo, Shindig, just calm the fuck down and then, speak up later when you have something better to say.
I'm not even sure how
I really don't see Shindig as someone who would be Mafia. Like I said before, I had Tim on my town circle and I have Sheth in my town circle. And
here's what I want to say. If you're
contributed enough.
At the end of the day,
I don't think we should be concentrating on Shindigs.
Let Nobles.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't think we should be concentrating on Shindigs at all. Like, after Rob's defense, I'm still kind of more suspicious of him, but I'm still more on Unctious and Ryan. But if I would have to vote Rob, I probably would. But at the same time, there's more of a good point that, I don't know.
Here's the thing.
Does make some good points.
Noble, here's the thing that doesn't make sense.
Quick sidebar. You guys are at half hour. That's all. Okay. Continue.
Noble, here's the thing that doesn't make sense. If I was Mafia, if I wanted to ship a vote on you, I could have done it so fucking easy. It's not even funny. I am the one who has said, look away from the quiet. Why would you think I'm Mafia? It would make I would be super slow rolling the game if I was Mafia.
Which you're kind of into.
I'm into playing safe, but I'm not into slow rolling.
Noble, I've got a question for you. Are you Mafia or terrible town at this point?
Neither.
Do you feel like you're playing good town? What are your thoughts on Rob being the lowest hanging fruit and an easier Mafia kill for the win?
Good question.
What are your thoughts on that?
As Rob being an easy Mafia kill?
For a Lilo situation to Mafia win.
I mean, I'll let Noble win.
I mean, I feel it's possible, but he does have a nice span of suspicion on him.
I mean, let's be fair.
Because in all honesty, I know I'm one of the most suspicious people here. I'm not gonna put that away. I know I'm one of the most suspicious people here. And it looks like Rob is second or first compared to me.
And don't you find it suspicious that the whole start of the day seemed to just be everyone making this false dichotomy between you and Rob being one has to be Mafia and we're going to get rid of them? Was that not suspicious to you? Because that seems like the ideal Mafia play in Lilo. You created this false dichotomy and then, so it's not this guy, it must be this guy, game over because they were both town.
I don't think that means what you think it means. I'm going to say, Kiwi keeps talking about the low-hanging fruit. The reason Rob is the most low-hanging fruit is because he has the most evidence against him, and he makes the most sense. He is.
So in bullet form, what is the evidence against Rob?
Okay,
very short and sweet.
Okay, easy peasy. Rob has been sitting back the entire time doing his little Rob. I'm going to defend when I have to defend.
Okay, so body language looks suspicious. Give us something concrete.
To me, the biggest. Can you not be an asshole right now? To me, the biggest thing is the fact that, to me, I know Shindig's is town. There's no way that Shindig's wasn't town. And somebody who's trying to create turmoil in the entire town by saying you probably shouldn't be trusting the person that makes the most sense as town. That is the definition of Mafia trying to get into your head, and it's working, and that bothers me.
Yeah, here's the other thing, Ryan.
Here's what bothers me. Unctuous, you rarely get flustered in Mafia games. You've been flustered twice this round.
Ryan, why did you say body language is not the best thing? You live on body language.
I love body language, but what I'm saying is I do. But when other people are bringing a case, then I look to what they value, not
when was
what
the last time
I
I got
value.
flustered as Mafia?
Ryan, should we consider formaling Unctuous?
I want to look at either Unctuous or Tim to kill tonight.
That is.
I agree with you.
No.
No.
We'll lose this game,
guys.
That's definitely lose this game.
I'll go ahead and give some more stuff if you don't mind.
Yeah, I wanted to say something after, but go ahead.
Go for it, Xena, please. After you.
Right. So I just want to say, to add on to the thing on Rob, if you want a small bullet point, Ryan. I actually just thought like some of the stuff that he said over the last few days, his 2 defenses today. I mean, like you agreed with me on this that they were pretty bad. I also think that it's been said before, but when Rob's like defends himself as a town, his defense, sometimes it's more like catering. I don't want to say emotional, but it kind of goes along that line. It's like, oh, I'm 100% town, and then sometimes he'll say the words like, hey, if we got to do this, if you really think I'm Mafia,
you say this is my defense?
Well, sometimes, yeah.
I think my defense, if anything, are overly logical and long-winded.
But I think more often than not, your logical and long-winded defenses have been more scummy, and you've turned out more as scum in those
past
cases.
3 weeks. I've been town every time, and every time I get put on the chopping block, people say,
So
"Oh."
what you're saying is rhetoric. You're not giving anything concrete.
But I think that is rhetoric. Like I think what Rob has been saying is rhetoric.
But what you're saying is
in my
also
defense, I
rhetoric.
peeled out and said, I never normally say this.
So
I am
are we gonna?
100% down. It is a bad Lilo Lynch. I said I
Lynch always.
Right. If you want to go to something like something concrete, you went back to your votes yourself, and you were like, we got to look at the people who
voted
to kill Al,
Yes.
which includes me, which includes Rob, which includes Noble, includes Unctuous, and includes Tim. Right.
So
and I want to be fair. Like when you say something like, I think Rob is an easy lynch. I mean, look at what look what we have in here. We have you, we have Unctuous, Strath, and Tim. All, and Kiwi. Like we all have. Like we're all players who can identify when something is an easy lynch. And clearly this is not an easy lynch.
The only reason it's not an easy lynch is because I spoke up. That's the only reason this is not an easy lynch.
Okay, Ryan, here's the thing is, like I said, I would rather go Noble over Rob. But I feel like me, Unctuous, ZNF, or like anyone else.
So
is
if
like,
Rob and Noble are Mafia, who's the third Mafia piece? Because
that's
here's the
what
thing.
I'm trying to figure out.
You, Unctuous, and ZNF have painted this triangle of defense of each other, and like all game, all this round, you've been defending this. Like there's a huge triangle between you guys.
Then who do you trust?
I don't think there's a triangle because I want to kill Unctuous after I kill Rob. So I don't think there's.
No, there is no after because if you 3 are Mafia and Rob dies,
fair enough. But I don't think there's a triangle there because
that's the second time I've had a correct.
Here's the thing. I asked Unctuous.
There is no after.
Unctuous goes 100%. We got great proof against Rob, and then he goes body language, and I go, give me something concrete, and he freezes.
I got flustered again. When was last time I got flustered as Mafia?
He tunnels. Like I tunnel too. I've had the same thing where I've tunneled Rob a bunch, and I can see it in Unctuous because like great, we don't have anything concrete, but we do have these little feelings, and that's what me and Unctuous kind of tunnel off of. And I understand it. When we were going to go to the vote for it, my thought was like, I think I just felt fear of losing, not fear of lynching him. And once you separate them, it's kind of weird. But I will say, and like this contradicts kind of what I said, like I think Rob is a great chance. I think Noble is an even better one for right now.
I don't. Here's why that doesn't make sense. The reason Noble doesn't make sense is because we can't get a solid read on him because he hasn't said anything. I want to get.
Kiwi said nothing, but he's still been very towny.
No, here's what makes sense to me. We take the person that has the most evidence against him, and to me is a super solid Mafia read. Then we have an opportunity to take a more risky lynch because of the fact that we're not in Lilo anymore.
40-minute mark.
Is that?
Are you asserting
I have something to say.
What does Kiwi have? Kiwi.
Okay, so Brian, at the moment, my 3 for Mafia would be Tim. Number 1 would be Unctuous, Tim, Shed. And the important thing I wanted to say was I think we completely cannot vote for either Rob or Noble tonight
You were
because
destroying this game.
Yeah, this is. You know what?
Let me finish, and then you can explain. I definitely think we can't vote for those two tonight because either way, at least one of them is going to be a target put forth by Mafia. And I don't know which one it is. It could be both. It could be one. But it's definitely not zero.
So, Kiwi, you're saying it's a 50-50 chance at loss.
Ryan's point on this? I want to hear what Ryan has to say.
I still like. Here's the thing. I have to trust my reads.
Yeah.
I think Noble and Rob are like the easiest people to kill, not only in this game but in most games. And so the fact that people are going on them, like Unctious loves
I know what you're saying.
Like Unctious loves to go on low hanging fruit. You always slam Alan. Like that's all you do is slam Alan all day. Like, and then when Alan's dead, what's next are those guys. Like those guys are super easy to push lynches on.
And they are good because they're quiet. And like,
Ryan,
it is a good solid.
Ryan, can I hear your Mafia? Can I hear your Mafia circle again? Unctious, can you let me? Okay.
I think the biggest thing for me is Unctious and Tim. You both have been flustered this game. Tim, you once, Unctious twice, and like you guys usually that doesn't happen.
Can you give me the evidence of when I was flustered?
It was like round 1 or 2. I don't remember.
Round 1 when you told like everyone just don't talk. Can we just go straight to a vote?
No, you said something and then you go like, oh, I forgot what I was saying, and then you were like, oh, I remember, and then you go, oh shit, I forgot it again. That's
why would I legitimately forgot? Like I don't see why that's huge evidence to me. And now I feel like I want to finish this. Sorry, Xana. I want to finish this because I really feel like Ryan is in my town circle right now, so I want to make sure that everyone in our town circle is on the same page. All right. I understand if you can't trust Unctious, and I kind of understand if you can't trust me. But right now, like, for me, it's just a process of elimination, right? If you're in my town circle, Ryan, if ZNF is in my town circle, if Chef and Kiwi and Unctious are in my town circle, it's not a matter of low-hanging fruit. That's just a coincidence. It's a matter. I can give evidence for Foster number 2 for a Noble is like I said, just the way he's been playing this game. He did change his position in ways that do make sense, but in ways that I am not comfortable with. His defense was not good at all either, and just overall, like, we've been on him. This is the final one. Like, we've been on him. We have our gut check on him, and we're not going through with it. Now, I'm also cool with Rob getting the noose as well, but I really think it's a mistake to look off either of them.
I want to look at
out circles real quick in a Lilo situation like this to say, oh, I just, my town circle, my perception of who we need to vote on. At Lilo, you just need to grab one townie in your town circle, and then kind of like set the argument from there, and you could just swing and lose, win the game as Mafia.
Okay,
so
go. Sorry.
No, go Xena.
Okay, no, I just want to put things in a different perspective. Okay, so Ryan, you've been saying how Rob and Noble are like low-hanging fruit, right? Like they're really easy kills. How about we look at it? Yeah. No, let's look at it from a different perspective. Rather than looking at who's like, really easy lynchers, why don't we look at who's been doing the most for town? Okay, so under that criteria, right?
Here's the thing. Regardless of their faction, Rob or Noble would do less for town than the rest of you guys, regardless of faction. So I can't get a read off that.
So I don't know. I think Rob sometimes has been making very pro town plays. Like Monday game, I thought he was for sure town. Like I was suspicious of him by the
Rob's been chilling back and only responding to defenses pretty much. Like the thing is,
let me say this because I'm one of the low hanging fruit here, and if I die, then the game is over.
So here's the thing you guys have to understand. The only thing that stood between a lynch on Rob or Noble was me stepping up for you guys. And the fact that you haven't said really shit in the past 30 minutes, it's all been Unctious and Tim.
I just came out of, just before you started talking, interrupted ZNF to get out a point. And before that, I made one or two other things. Like, I haven't been saying nothing.
Like, you guys need to not defend so much and like help us make steps forward.
Yeah.
Towards.
I'm telling you my points. I'm still suspicious of Tim. I don't think my position hasn't changed on Tim at all. Unctious does not get flustered as town, but not converse argument. I would say, when do I ever part of my defense say, guys, I'm 100% Mafia, 100% Town. That whole argument, that whole thing, it goes forward.
Oh, Rob.
Ryan. Here's where I struggle here. Ryan, here's where I struggle here. Is okay. I'm actually okay with you being like, okay, they're low hanging fruit. I understand that, but where do you go from there? Because if you're pointing at me, I am Town. I can give you a laundry list of like pro Town things I've done. I'm like Unctuous is like, okay, fine, but like really Unctuous over Rob and Noble after the defenses and after the suspicion, and then you got ZNF, Chef, and Kiwi, which is like arguably more harder to read, kind of, because they've been Towny, but like you've asked who my third Mafia person is. I don't know. That's why I'm only singling out two.
Another thing I don't really like is that like the way that this round is going is you guys are all treating me like as if I'm the outed cop or something.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I'm just Town.
No, I'm trying to get you in like my perspective circle because you are in my circle, and right now we're going off lynches that we almost went through, and I really get scared when that happens.
Tim, if you're put on the spot and because there's 3 Mafia, and we know there's 3 Mafia, there's definitely 3. Who's the third? You got
the third. If I was put on the spot, I would vote Ryan.
I think I'm more suspicious of Ryan by the second, but
I'm not. Here's the problem with that question, Kiwi. Here's the problem with that question is I would not vote him this round. And now that
I just wanted to hear your 3.
Okay, but now
45
that
minutes.
Say that, it's gonna like I did not want to say that because Ryan can list if he is Mafia. That screws everything up.
I believe you didn't want to say it because you didn't want to risk alienating a town.
Yeah, I
That's
don't.
why I believe you wanted to say it, because you need Town to push through the lynch to kill another town and win the game for you.
So here's the thing. This round, my 3 Mafia are Ryan, Rob, and Noble. But the 2 people who I'm super comfortable killing, Rob and Noble, the person who I'm the most comfortable killing, Noble. There you go. You know what? My position will not change.
So you want to kill Noble?
Interrupted a couple times.
I want to kill Noble third after Unctuous.
Can I just say something real quick? So I know me and Rob are the short stack here. So what I want to say is that after Ryan was talking for a few minutes, I kind of flip-flop now, and I have Rob's second, but I still have Unctuous as my primary.
Yes.
I want to
have Unctuous as my primary, but what I don't like about what Ryan said is I'm not suspicious of Shindigs. I have him in my town. That's the only thing I disagree with him. And I think I was more narrow-minded that I had him second because he was targeting Shindigs when I didn't think Shindigs was Mafia.
No, directly to what you're saying, I think one way that you can be suspicious of Shindigs is that presumably you know your town, right? And you can see all these people pushing for you at Lilo when you know your town, and you can see a couple other people that are like, wait, this is kind of weird, kind of defending you, and you know your town. And you can
That's why I lowered Ryan. Because this is a lynch or lose situation.
That's why you can raise up the people pushing to kill you.
See, and this is the, like, I get that point, but going back to my blunder before, like, I'm on, like, Unctuous, the more this round is going on, the more I think he's Town, and because, like, he has been genuinely flustered. And going back to my point, no, like, I want to, in the frame of this one specific point, of that, how often do I make a defense and I just go to an appeal rather than a long logical appeal being like, guys, genuinely, I am Town. It's a Lilo situation. And, like, when do I ever go to that in defense? Like, that's where, like, I'm trying to genuinely just assert, like, I'm not playing my typical game, and, like, you getting flustered as Mafia never happened. So,
which number describes your feelings, Rob?
Feels
hurt.
But, like, at the end of the day, I feel more comfortable killing Tim. I think it goes without saying, but I will say it explicitly that Brian is a lot more in my town circle for sticking up for me at this point. And I called it out that it was just a really easy bully at the beginning of the round. ZNF, I was at the beginning of the game, had a town read. I'm not there anymore. Shut them on the fence, but I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that's where I am.
You know, Rob, I'm so confident. Well, not confident, but I just have nowhere else to go. That I'm just not formaling you right now because I don't want to screw up the town discussion. But I will just say, if I had my way, you would just be formal.
I'm also just confused why, like, even though Kiwi's like spoken up and stepped up his game this round, like both you and like Unctuous had opportunities to single out quiet people and bringing up me and Noble, and you guys never pinged Kiwi. And this is before Kiwi started talking in the past 15 minutes. Like, and I came out about Kiwi, like why the hell not Kiwi? And since then, he's really stepped up his point. Like, and that's where like I'm still confused as to why before I called that out, you guys never said anything.
That's because I had a town image, and they didn't want to risk alienating a town when they could kill.
Right, but like the point I made,
town.
Like
they
the town
me.
images and perception, yeah, get you on your side. But if you are town Kiwi, they could be manipulating you.
Rob,
how are they manipulating me if they want me to
if it's
kill you?
I have formal shindigs.
Okay.
All right, let's move it along.
Nice.
All right. I've been playing absolutely pro-town the entire game. The first game, I was trying to push the lynches along when Bob was doing it, not because I'm trying to be rude or weird or fancy or anything like that, jazz hands. Like, I really wanted to see the votes go through. I did not think the votes would go through for Julian to die. I thought a good amount of Mafia would vote there, and we can get information off of it. That's why when everyone started saying I would not vote for it, I got really, really upset because that screws over the entire strategy of day one formaling. I kept reiterating that again day one. Day two, ZNF comes out with a really improbable idea that Bob, of all people, that people don't really like his play, did probably what would have been the best play for us, to tell the Vigi to shoot Julian, and I backed him on it. And I think all of us can kind of, well, not anymore, but I thought back then everyone can kind of, I actually thought ZNF was the Vigi because to me, Ryan, you didn't think it was obvious, right? I didn't think it was obvious either. I had no idea that Bob was doing a cop play. So I actually thought ZNF was the Vigi, but I didn't say anything. So I actually believed him more because I thought he was the Vigi, not wanting to out himself and saying that because I didn't think it was obvious at all. And this is day 3, right? Well, I don't know. Apparently I can't count days, but like at the end of the day, like I said, process of elimination, it's not me. I feel like I'm a consistent town. Informing me, I'm sorry, Ryan, just makes the suspicion meter on me go up on you just like way high right now. Because I feel like even though if you're suspicious than me, there are way more better people to be suspicious of than me. Like Unctuous, would you? Okay, I know Unctuous is throwing you under the bus. Would you say you're a better formal than I am right now?
I am absolutely a better formal than Shindigs is.
Yeah. So this makes absolutely no sense. I'm sorry, Ryan.
All right, I'll say some stuff then if you don't mind. Ryan, directed to you, right? So Unctuous is my towniest read for sure.
Is there still a formal on Shindigs?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Okay, this is going to be about Shindigs?
Yes.
All right. Just want to make sure.
It will tie in for sure because I'm talking about Ryan. Let's talk about his vote on Shindigs, right? So Unctuous is for sure on Tim, for whatever reason. And if you look, people that I'm most suspicious about are Rob, ZNF, Noble. Those are kind of the 3 that I'm watching really closely, and they all haven't really defended him, at all. And you're going on him, right? You want to find this information out on Tim, and I do too, because I'm not 100% sure on Tim. I'm not like Unctuous with his dead solid read on Shindigs, but I definitely want to say that Rob or Noble, from this point, even though you think that they're easy to kill, they really haven't been. Kiwi hasn't wanted to, ZNF hasn't wanted to, Noble hasn't wanted to. There's 4 people who haven't wanted to, very solidly. Besides you, it's 5 people who don't want to. It's only me
after the fact
who want to kill them. Could you reassess it? I've reassessed my stuff.
Ryan, if you are not Mafia, please rescind this because I feel like this will actually go through and we'll lose the game. So the person who I actually have to convince right now is you and Kiwi. Okay?
Kiwi changed not perception after he.
I am not. I just want you to explain it to me a little bit more.
I will rescind so we can talk. Okay, so all game long, Unctuous and Tim have been tied at the waist.
Yeah.
All game long. And usually that doesn't happen as town, especially in the early rounds. That doesn't happen, right? Yeah. Why would you do it? Why would you tie yourself to the hip unless one of you was Mafia and you knew the other one was town for sure? But as town, you can't afford to do that.
I've done it to Unctuous.
You know.
I've done it.
Chef, you're an exception.
We need to think about this super logically. We need to take this into account. All right, and we'll get to the read portion later. But it sounds like you're going more logical right now over body language. This is the same sort of thing. I've been trying to modify my play a little bit. Okay, I've been trying to get into the habit of doing things that make more sense because everyone always tells me that I'm the guy who does I think of the one thing that doesn't make sense, and then I latch onto that for a really long time. I think I've been trying to emulate Mango's play a little bit more. Here are the things that make sense. From day one, Tim played more town than anybody else. If you believe Storzerg was the cop, Tim, before Tim even thought he was cop, he was aligning himself with the guy who seemed like a reasonable thing. Tim came out and said, listen, what just happened actually cost us information when it came to the Julian vote. And he's right. That's a valid point. I don't think that the vote should have went through on Julian because I think it was shitty that it exonerated him. But then it all ended up working out when you put into your mind that Storzerg was cop.
So here's the thing. Here's where you're wrong, though. Tim said, I didn't think that the Vigi was a thing. And the only way he wouldn't have thought the Vigi was a thing is if he didn't know that Storzerg was cop.
He said the Vigi was a thing 98%.
No, Tim just said, he said just a few minutes ago in his formal defense that he was with me, that he didn't think the Vigi was a thing.
I did find that weird that he said that, but he did for sure say he was 98% sure
did.
the store was the Vigi.
Yeah, the 98% thing. And then
his formal defense and what actually happened day 2 is different.
Gregor, it doesn't make any sense. Think about, like, if we want to go towards the body language thing, I have never gotten flustered as Mafia. Ever.
You've never gotten flustered as town, ever.
I absolutely have gotten flustered at town. Because that's when I have to, like, really rack my brain.
No, you have gotten flustered as Mafia. I've definitely seen it.
You have. But it's
you just get
here or there.
Really just kind of flustered.
All right, I'm formally unctuous, and I'm not backing off this.
Hey, Ryan, for sure not. For sure not.
We've got this.
Who wants this, Kiwi? What do you guys think,
I want this.
I said I want unctuous after Rob.
No.
Are you fine doing it now?
DNF, don't do this. Look, here's the thing. Okay, here's my problem with Ryan's thing, which is making my suspicion meter go.
Can you let
even
DNF say what he thinks first, Tim?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear yours.
Wait, well, Rob, this has to do with unctuous since there's a form.
Go for it.
Rob, didn't you say that you because there was something you said that just made me go whoa? You thought unctuous was town?
Yes. I felt that as this day's gone on, he has come off more town to me because his kind of flustered when he's Mafia is just getting very loud and high energy and like going in and like saying like, how could you think this? How da-da-da-da? But like his flustered is like genuine like anger frustration. So I've never seen him do that as Mafia. Yes, I've seen him get like flustered, but it's coming from a different place. And that's why at the same time I said like I asked just why he didn't see like me change my defense and the way I was playing in a sense of trying to be different to come more genuine off his town and kind of flip that logic on him. But that's where I was getting off at, I think, as the day's gone on.
Okay, guys, it has been 1 hour for day 3.
This is Unctious's formal defense, so...
Okay, I'll say something else.
We're in a formal.
Gregor, you are throwing this game right now. Like,
Wait,
this
DNF? Let DNF say first.
It's my formal, right?
Nothing. Yeah, but he said nothing.
Okay.
Let unctuous go first. This is kind of important. Oh.
You're taking all of the things that make sense. You're letting Rob get to your head about the situation at hand. What happens when the low-hanging fruit is the Mafia? Like the only defense against them that you've given is well, they're low-hanging fruit. Thus, it's probably some other crazy shit going down right now, and there's just not. This is like Occam's razor shit. This is like the people that you think make the most sense as Mafia are Mafia.
When the low-hanging fruit have nobody sticking up for them, that's when you say, wait a second.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You just said that Ryan was letting Rob get to his head. Rob was just sticking up for you and saying you were town.
I mean, let's put it this way, though. Isn't it a risky strategy to defend the two low-hanging fruit who are the most suspicious, especially when the people consistently throughout the game have been calling them out?
So here's the thing: it is risky, but at the same time, I know I'm town, and I feel like I am.
This is why I feel like
I am very transparent.
I am fully
as town.
trusting in. I have a lot of trust in Ryan because as town, he just saved my ass. So
Yeah.
I have
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, why would the Mafia like do that? Right? Why would they defend when it's clearly, maybe one of them, right? Are Mafia.
Who did they defend? They defended Unctuous and Tim. They didn't defend Robin Noble.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, everyone here has consistently been like Rob or Noble or Unctuous, right? We've been saying these things over and over and over again, and particularly Rob and Noble, right? The fact is that at this point, right, we have someone like Ryan who takes notes. We have people who remember things really well. It seems way too risky for a Mafia member to defend. And that's why I'm saying that, you know, maybe Mafia is trying to sweep them under the rug, right? Or maybe they really are Mafia, right? Or maybe they're town, right? And Mafia. There's just so many scenarios that are out there. And I'm thinking that with so much consistency, right? Everyone here has consistently been like, you know, those two have been suspicious. I really regret, just like how Tim said at the beginning of this round, aren't we regretting the fact that we hadn't killed these people earlier, right? Because it would have made this game a whole lot easier for us as town. And I'm thinking we're like, as the game moves on, right? Confirmation bias sets in, and we start seeing things that we wouldn't have seen otherwise. And these long days favor Mafia, and it seems like we're getting off track.
No, I think a short day on Lilo favors Mafia. That's what it was.
Well, that very well could also, but in a Lilo position, there are still so many people out there, right? That are up for kills, and there's still so many people.
This doesn't sound like it's directly related to Unctuous.
You don't want to kill Unctuous. I think Unctuous is scummy. That's my read. I want to go to vote.
Kiwi, don't vote.
Say one last thing?
Yeah, you're allowed to say one last thing. Let's try and make it quick.
The extremely relevant things I have to say. There's a reason I've been going like I've been trying to defend Unctuous. I'm medic. The night when Julian was shot and Storzerg was killed, I saved Unctuous. So I'm just about sure. Why would they double stack Store? It didn't make sense to me.
Because he was cop.
No,
that makes sense now.
I don't think he was cop. I didn't read it. Tim didn't read it. A lot of people didn't think he was cop.
Yeah.
Like if you know Store, like he just does stuff like that. That's not like a cop Store by any means. And in that round too, someone had said like Unctuous is my towniest read. Like 2 people said that in that round, and that was why I saved him there. Like at least like there's a very large percentage of it. Plus the fact that I've argued with Unctuous a lot, like over my stupid calls according to him, and like whatever, maybe they're dumb. But like I understand his rage. Like it's very genuine to me in this point. Like maybe he's told me before, but I saved him, and there was one.
Did you save night 1 quickly?
Julian.
And night 3. Night 3.
Night 3. Unctuous. I don't even remember who I saved night 3. So many people are dead, and I can't see pictures. Probably saved. It was the choice between. It was a choice between Unctuous and Carlton, because Carlton had came out as Vigi, but I was like, sure, they're gonna double stack him because like, what sort of like crazy people don't double stack him when they have the confirmed? Because they think a medic would save him. So my logic was to save Unctuous because they knew I'd saved him once before, so they knew I knew he was town.
Okay, I got to be honest. This to me feels like a fake claim. I feel like the Mafia circle is probably Unctuous, Chef, and ZNF. That's my read.
Who agrees with that?
I want to go to kill.
Does anyone else have anything to say for or against Unctuous?
That was like the fakest claim I've ever heard. And I can't believe that you're about to screw town over because now they think I'm
off. Hold on, no. Does anyone else have anything to say for or against
Everything I said was real.
I believe him. I believe him. I'm not.
Like, why would I come out as a medic?
I don't know.
I wasn't gonna do that.
It was just really poorly executed. Whatever you just did was like
so we're going to a vote. Does anyone else have anything to say?
Don't kill him. Like,
don't kill him.
Okay, voting in 3, 2, 1. Vote on Unctuous. 1, 2, 3 does not pass. Unctuous is safe for the round.
You know what?
So you guys don't believe me, so I'm gonna stop leading town. I'll let somebody else take charge, and I'll step in if I think things are getting crazy. But
I believe your town. I just
no,
think
it's just the thing that
Chet
Chet said. I don't know.
Here's the thing.
Wait, 1 second. Guys. Why did Rob vote for Unctuous when Rob said Unctuous was townish?
After that medic claim. You kidding me? Not only that.
It's an honest medic claim. Like, Here's
the thing.
And you
Rob,
couldn't remember the third name. And
Rob,
on top of that,
it took me a while. Like,
if
did you see
you
how long
thought that
it
medic
was?
claim was super fake, you would have started laughing and then formaled Chef instantly. Like, why did you not do that?
Because I'm the one who's on the chopping block. If everyone's been trying to kill me this round, me formaling someone, everyone always says, oh, I didn't like that person formaling that person because I'm really suspicious of him. So why would I be the one instantly come out and do it?
The only person who makes sense to kill right now is Rob. There's like no one else. There's no one else.
I'm gonna formally
This is starting to like.
No
one else.
Hold on. Is Kiwi formaling Rob?
Vote if you believe.
You are formaling Rob.
If you believe Chef is medic.
I'm on the fence with
Chef. I can't hear a word you're saying, Kiwi.
Kiwi said he formaled Chef.
Look at how
Thank you.
Look at
Yeah.
Is there a formal on? Is it on, Chef?
There's a
Just
formal on
miss.
Chef from Kiwi.
Yes, I'd like to hear about your medic stuff.
Here's all of my thought process that I've done at night. To begin with, I was looking for people who are kind of in the middle area, according to me. I thought about D3. I even started to write down D3, but then I thought, oh, maybe he doesn't know who D3 is because he's Peter here. And I was like, no, of course he knows. And then I'm like, still, I'm not sure if I want to save him. I ended up saving Julian because he was like a quiet guy. Anyway, I decided to save Julian the first night. The second night, it's so convoluted because it's been so long. But what was even the second day?
So you
Can't you
can't
remember the main
who you
things on the
saved?
second day? Who did we vote out the second day? Was it Alan?
No, it was Anna.
Can we talk about your medicness, not about who we voted out? You can't remember who you saved.
The fact that it's taking you so long to remember who you
Shut
saved.
I believed you before that you were in town, and now
Is that the
your
Carlton
medic claim
Unctious
just.
Day? Then it was the Carlton Unctious Day, where Carlton came out as Vigi. Because that was the day when I debated going between them. And I was really, really surprised that Kayla died. Like you don't believe me because I'm taking a long time and I'm not figuring it out instantly for you guys. This is a 5-hour game, guys.
You have Skype right there, though. You could just.
I'm not even looking at Skype. Okay, let me look at Skype then. I just haven't been doing that.
I mean, we're in game 3, but there's only 2 people who've been lynched.
All right, I'll read off. You want me to read off the entire things I typed? Can I even do that? That sounds illegal.
No, that's illegal.
Yeah. So I'll come out with the names of the people. I can at least find that. Can I find the names of the people I checked?
You can look at
Yeah,
any
you
records
can find the
you
names.
All right, so hold on a second.
Of course, if they exist.
First night,
I
Julian.
think they exist.
Second night, Carlton. Third night, Unctious. One sec.
What about 4th night?
Looking. I typed 5 bajillion things.
You don't know who you saved night 4?
I gotta make sure that let me just start from the beginning. The reason I'm saying that
There's
is
only
I wrote
a
lot
couple
of
names, Chef.
All right, Julian. I wrote a ton of random stuff in between because I was talking to Neil. Potentially.
So Julian, and then Carlton, and then Unctious, and then
No.
what was the name that you wrote after that?
Julian, Unctious.
Just before it was
First, you
Julian
changed.
Carlton.
You said
You
Unctious
changed.
third night.
Yeah, no,
The
I
second
know.
night you said someone else.
I know.
Guys,
Okay.
kill him.
I mean, okay. What's scummier? The fact that Rob said Unctious was town and then voted, or Chef, whatever this medic thing is.
Okay,
I mean,
okay, see it out.
He claims medic, and he just changed.
I mean,
Yeah, the circumstances around me
from Carlton
But
to
I mean,
Unctious.
remember that one game where Mango was town and he kept screwing up and Carlton harped on him for an hour? I mean,
If I was
understand
faking
your
this, I would
concern.
do it better. If I was faking this, I would have made it so much easier on myself. I would have wrote it freaking down, man.
So,
am I-
you have all the time
Too
in the
bad,
world. Who was your
too bad.
fourth night? Oh, you have all the time. Who was your fourth night heal?
Julian, blah blah blah. All right, that's what that was. Okay, the reason I was concerned about the second one was because this was when Neil said, "Who is not Neil?" and I said Carlton. So that's why I was thinking that was that. So Julian, Unctious, and then the fourth night, which just happened. I'm assuming. I think it was just 3 nights, right? It's just those 3.
He's medic. He's
All I
got to
have
be medic.
written down.
He's got to be medic. I mean,
Okay.
this is so terrible.
It's
honestly,
so bad.
This is so,
It's so bad that I kind of believe you.
yeah, it's so bad. Guys,
oh, Kiwi quit. No, Kiwi, come back.
I wanted you to say a fourth night, and then we would have just murdered you.
I would, yeah.
I thought there was a 4th night. I only have
God.
3 names written down.
Fucking Chef, man.
Okay, does anyone have anything to
thought
say
Ron
for or
did, Ryan.
against Chef's
Ron.
defense? For or
I
against
wouldn't-
Chef?
I rescind.
Kiwi had
Okay,
a
you know what?
formal.
There was no one else to
Everything
kill.
for now.
All right,
But
guys, it has
Rob.
been an hour and 10 minutes for a day 3. This is ridiculous. I know this is a
No
tense
one else-
situation.
No one else but Rob.
I know this is a tense situation, but you guys need to find someone to formal.
Neil, rock,
Alright,
paper,
so-
scissors here for 2 hours or more.
Guys, just so you know, we can. Is it tonight? Can we still sleep? And
No,
we don't.
no.
Wait,
I don't
can't
think
we do
sleeping's a
that?
good idea.
No.
It can confirm Chef.
No, they killed 2 people and it's game over.
How many have we got? I thought we had 8.
No.
We have 8 people. There are 3 Mafia left, which means that they get 2 kills. They still have 2 kill power.
It's too much of a risk. It's way
It's like
too much
guaranteed
of a risk.
lose.
Okay, you know what?
People, then you go to sleep and you have 6.
I think we either kill Noble or ZNF here.
I don't know how anyone just caught that. Going to sleep is a guaranteed lose. If we have 8 people, then
it doesn't matter.
Well, and then ZNF is like, oh, it's like if it's too much of a risk.
No, it's not. It's a loss.
No, I said no, and I'm like, it's way too much of a risk because I mean, if we're assuming here that Sheth is medic, we could still get a because there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could only kill 1 and it'd be down to 7. And if there's still 3 Mafia, like I mean, it has to be 3 or less, right? So I'm saying no, we shouldn't do it. It's just way too much of a risk. That's what I said.
All right, so
in all honesty, for my opinion,
okay,
you know, Sheth, your medic claim really confused the hell out of me, but part of me believes it. So you're still there. Tim, I still had. Ryan went down, and then Kiwi, I just can't.
I'm Town. I'm just fucking terrible at math.
Out of process of elimination because I didn't vote for Unctious because of Sheth coming out as medic. So I was just really like confused at that time. So that's why I didn't vote for him. And other than him, I have Rob.
So there's 3 Mafia left, right? And the 3 people who voted for Unctious are Rob, Ryan, and Kiwi. So either all 3 of them are Mafia because none of the other 4 would be, or they would just voted for Unctious and won, right? So either all 3 of them are Mafia, or the 3 Mafia is in either Unctious, Noble, Tim, and ZNF.
That's why I think Rob is like the only kill we have right now.
Like,
do you agree, Chef? Chef, do you agree?
I'm still thinking on that point that I just brought up.
Guys, like,
I think ZNF is where we go here, guys. I think ZNF is it.
Okay, no, guys, like, think about it for a second here. Like, I'm trying to hammer this in because it didn't make sense to me when, I mean, Rob, you know, has been against me in the sense that when saying that Unctious was, like, Town, right? Because I think he's Mafia. Rob said he was Town. And then right after we went to a vote on Unctious, he voted for him.
So many things changed. Not only did the medic claim change, but I also the circumstances changed around that. And I also said I put a lot of faith in Ryan from saving me, and a lot of things happened, dude. A lot of things happened.
I do not think that the medic thing would have mattered at all because if you think about it for a moment, just because someone saves someone as medic does not mean that they are Town or Mafia. It could be that Mafia tried to hit Unctious, and I could be completely wrong. Or out of everyone else that was here,
all right, hey, go finish.
Like I'm still sticking to my theory that someone thought that Storzer was cop, and they double stacked him because clearly Carlton was on the same page as me, right? Carlton was on the same. I cannot think that just 2 out of the entire town thought about this when there are like 4 Mafia or 3 Mafia at that time that were thinking about it collaboratively and did not put it in their brains that they needed to kill Store. So what I'm saying is that it, like, I do not think the circumstances changed, and I think Rob's vote was just way out of the blue, and it's just the most confusing thing out of this entire round. I don't know why one could think I'm Mafia based on what I've been doing.
You know what? I formal Rob.
Can you rescind because I have a very important question for Chef.
Go for it.
Just ask the question.
Chef, why did you save Unctious night 2?
That was the night when Carlton came out?
Yeah.
No,
the reason was he came out as Vigi and that he shot Julian. The reason is I thought they would double stack him. He's a confirmed Town. I very heavily debated between Carlton and Unctious, and in the end I went with Unctious because I thought.
So how is Unctious a confirmed Town?
He's not.
Exactly. That's why Rob's
it's just odds. It's just odds because whenever.
Why did you heal Unctious?
In that time?
Yeah.
He was my most Towny, and people had said he was Towny.
But Carlton was
100% he was 100% Town.
It seemed the obvious thing ever that they would double step him. Clearly they didn't, for whatever reason. Maybe they thought I was dead, but if I was put myself in Mafia shoes, if I was Mafia, I would have double stacked him.
So you didn't? Did you pick up on the cop play of Storzer?
No, I didn't.
But you know what? I want to say this. Through the entire discussion, Rob has remained the only and best kill, and if it is wrong, and people in chat are saying this is stupid, they're stupid, they don't see what's right in front of them, then I'm giving them a very
I want to
mean
kill
little
Rob
thing.
as like a policy lynch, even if I fucking lose
Policy
this
lynch.
game.
Yes, you know
I
what?
was
It's an
speaking
hour
up,
and
and people are just. I've been speaking up since things have been escalating more this round. I don't understand why this journalist perception around me of me not talking.
because you are
I have
like
stepped it
it's
up
not. It doesn't even matter anymore. You're like the last one who.
Well, you know,
Who's a
Town's in
target?
a really fucking shitty position. If it's at this point now where Tim, if you're town and I'm town and Unctuous is town and you guys don't trust me and I don't trust you guys,
We lost. Yeah, we lost. We lost. That's what I'm saying. We've lost if you are not Mafia, pretty much, because there's like me voting on Chef, me voting on Kiwi is like and me voting on Unctuous and ZNF and Ryan is such a huge risk to me right now that you're the only for sure besides Noble. But I don't think anyone's gonna go on Noble.
Sure, you got to redefine that because it's bad. It's going to be a loss. Not only
I'm
on
sorry,
that,
but Ryan formaled me, and that was a bad one. And I'm like I'm probably the most.
Why did we rescind? Why did we rescind from Tim?
We're not rescinding.
We didn't.
I'm not rescinding this because this is the one I'm most confident about. If we lose, it's my call, but I'm okay with making this call because I like to play this game. So I'm formally Rob.
Does anyone else?
No.
Rob, have you had your defense?
I mean, we've been talking a lot. I haven't had.
Well, let's go through the formalities here. Give yourself a defense.
At this point, still town. Nothing's changed. At this point, I've been harping on Tim the entire time, and I really think that this is a bad play either by him and misinterpreting the situation, or as Mafia and just clinching the win. It's really bad. We've talked a lot. I'm willing to answer any questions, but I think to respect everyone else's time, we got to move on. I've said my piece.
Either Ryan, Rob, and Kiwi are all the three Mafia together, or none of them are. And the way they've been acting and interacting with each other, it doesn't seem that Mafia to me, which really sucks because that confirms Unctuous this Mafia. And like maybe they did double stack store. Maybe I can't read Unctuous at all. But like I thought I had a great read on it. So
wait. What comes back when you medic save someone? I thought you said Unctuous. Oh, this is off topic.
So here's the thing, Sheth.
Yes.
You basically, with us three, you pretty much either have to believe us or don't. And if you do, if we're your town circle, then you just have to add one more, and those are your Mafia.
Yeah.
You mean
Julian was Mafia when he got Vigi shot because Store was cop, checked Julian, Carlton Vigied him, and I voted for him. I voted for Julian because I thought he was suspicious. I agreed with Store. Why, does anyone not remember that?
But see, here's the thing. Yes, you did do that. But I don't know.
It's not inconceivable. It doesn't exonerate you that you voted for someone who was a fellow Mafia.
It doesn't. But in the situation that it was in, when no one else was voting, when I told people to stop saying no, when I told people to stop saying no, I'm not going to vote, in order to try to get more information because I knew Julian was Mafia because I read Store was cop.
A lot of these things have been said already. So unless you're gonna say something very specific for or against Rob, we're gonna move forward with this.
In Rob's defense, Tim, the one who formaled him, looks amazingly nervous because he thinks that it's not going to.
He looks just done, dude. He looks fucking done.
Okay,
that's what he looks like.
Is there anything else for or against Rob? Nope. Okay, voting on Rob in 3, 2, 1. Voting on Rob. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tie. Rob is alive.
That feels good.
Who was
my part.
Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, Rob and Unctuous have been voted on but not killed. Was someone else voted on not killed?
No.
No one.
Okay.
Of the remaining people, it's got to be ZNF, Noble, or Tim.
I might just yellow it for Rob.
Who was the four that voted for Rob? I couldn't say.
I voted for Rob. I've been saying Rob for a while now.
I've been saying Rob for a while too. I've been saying Rob for the longest
votes for Rob
time.
are Tom, Tim, Noble, ZNF.
I want to ping Noble real quick at this point because since we got classified as low-hanging fruit, short stack, whatever, we haven't done direct interaction. But at this point, I have to ask the question of, do you think that, for this whole idea of being, bandwagoned on and kind of directed in the same direction of it, Ryan kind of reshifting the conversation away from us, you wanted to go back on to me? Where was that shift back and forth? Because I want to know now. Now that we're past me and I'm out of the picture, I want to know what your thoughts are at this point.
Who are you talking to?
Noble.
He's talking to me. Well, when he was trying to shift the blame off of us, I had him second before you, Rob, and then after
Hour
that,
and
then I
20
had him
minutes,
up.
guys.
But then when he goes on you, when he gets on you, now I'm like, I don't even know what to do.
Is there a formal on Noble right now?
No, there's not.
I formal Noble. He is the next best option after Rob, no matter what side
You know
you're
what?
on right now.
You know what? You know what? Like,
No.
to be honest, I think you are lying if you think like you have any better reads, and if it's me, then you're wrong. So let's do it. I want the game to end. I want the game to end.
Oh, look, I've sided myself, right? It's me, Ryan, Rob, and Kiwi, and screw Ryan and Rob if you guys are tricking me. So us four are the ones that are going to matter here. We have to decide one of the other four, right?
So what I'm going to say right now, because Rob,
I have a formal on Noble. So if you have
me,
I have a formal on Noble.
Noble, please give your formal defense.
All right. So what I'm going to say right here is that obviously if you vote for me, you guys are going to lose. And it got screwed over when the vote for Rob didn't pass because I know I'm the second most suspicious person in this group. And it sucks. And the problem is that if you guys don't vote for me, I honestly, the vote for Unctious didn't pass, the vote for Rob didn't pass, and honestly, I would be really skeptical on voting anyone else.
No, but I want to say this. So, keep going. I'm sorry. I'm so
sorry. But at the same time, you don't want to vote for me because the game will definitely be over.
So here's what I think.
So I don't want. I'm trying to get the point that you don't want to get to me. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Here's what I think about Noble.
It's a tough spot.
Can I see your full face, Ron? You kind of done to me.
Oh, sorry. Here's what I think about Noble. I think
Isn't he in the middle of his defense?
Noble, yes, it is in Noble's defense.
I thought he was like mid-sentence. Noble, were you done talking?
You need to continue?
I'll let Ryan talk.
Okay. I think that Noble has too many people against him, and I don't see a triangle with Noble between. Like, could Noble be with Unctious and Tim? Doubt it. Could Noble be with ZNF and Tim? Probably not. Like, could Noble be with ZNF and Unctious? I don't think so.
Yeah, I wasn't even. I just wanted to ping him, and Unctious formaled him. So
the thing is,
wait. Can I see the lists of who voted for? Okay, can you rescind this for a second just so I can see these lists? I want to see if Kiwi has voted with Rob and Ryan before.
I want to rescind.
All right, do you have the list, Ryan, of who voted for Tim and whoever the other first one was? Alan, maybe.
Yes. Okay. So the first vote was Julian, then Rob, then Tim, then Alan. Which one do you want?
Could you start at the beginning and discuss them all?
The Julian vote.
People who are alive.
This is okay. People who were alive that said to kill Julian are ZNF, Tim, Chef.
Okay.
The people who voted to kill Rob that are still alive: Unctious, Chef, Tim. The people who are still alive that want to kill Tim: Noble, Rob, and that's it. The people who voted to kill Alan that are still alive: ZNF, Unctious, Noble, Tim, Rob.
Okay. So there's not that great of a correlation that I can get from it, maybe because I'm tired and been doing this for a while.
Our names never came up in the same thing.
To be honest, we should just go to a game 2. We're just like being so disrespectful to everyone who wants to play right now.
Call it a tie? I'm fine with a tie.
No. Like let's just do the vote because this is going nowhere.
We're not killing.
Position.
I don't want to kill Noble.
Okay, well, whatever.
I don't want to kill Noble.
Don't kill me.
Is there a formal on anybody?
I don't give a shit. Let's just vote. We're gonna vote everyone until the game ends. Like we're just.
I was gonna say if we get to an hour and 30 minutes, I was just gonna have a formal on people in sequence on my screen.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's just do it.
Okay. So a vote has already been called on Rob, and it has failed. So Rob cannot be voted on again. Same with Unctious, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
We're
on my screen. Ryan is next. So
okay.
Voting on Ryan in 3, 2, 1. Vote on Ryan. One person. Okay. Voting on ZNF.
Wait. Sorry. You're going really fast here.
Neil, hold on. We had a formal on Noble.
Yeah.
And I just said, wait a minute. I just talked about this. I said, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And you all said, okay. And then I started the process. And then no one interrupted me.
We thought you were going Noble. We thought we were going Noble and then everyone else.
And then I said Ryan. and then no one said anything. I said I was going to go in order on my screen.
When you said Ryan, Neil, when you said Ryan, I'm sure all of us were waiting to see how other people would vote. So like,
so then why are you giving me shit when I want to continue with the process when you didn't step in and correct it?
Dude, it doesn't even matter.
Whoever wants to continue our original formal. If we can't do that, that's fine. Just mod it.
Are we doing Noble again?
You guys can continue if you want. I was suggesting that, and you all said, "Yeah, let's do that now." That's the only reason why I was going with it.
I'm gonna reform Noble. Neil, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong.
No. I'm getting shit for it in chat everywhere.
Unctuous, why are you formally Noble? You know it has to be either Rob, Ryan, or Kiwi. Like, you understand that, right? If it's not you, it has to be those three. It can't be Noble if you're Town.
Why?
All right, because Ryan, Rob, and Kiwi were the three that were voting on you. If Noble was Mafia, he wins if he goes, "Hi guys, I'm voting too. Game over." That's majority.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's 4 out of 4, right?
Someone else raised their hand or something. It was for sure. It was for sure. Noble raised his hand. Unctuous was dead.
I don't know if that's true because I didn't go 4 and 4. The reason that you said that either all 3 of them have to be Mafia or not is because there were only 3 people who voted on me. There are 8 of us. A 4th vote wouldn't have done that. I'm keeping my formal on Noble.
What did you want to do?
Does anybody else have anything else to say for or against Noble?
I want to say it's no one's fault if we lose this game except people who didn't vote Rob to end it earlier. So screw you guys.
I'm gonna vote on Noble just because I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna vote.
Don't give a shit.
I can't say that. I think this is bad lunch.
All right. Does anybody else have anything else to say for or against Noble? All right. 3, 2, 1, vote.
Oh, let's pass. Next up.
All 3 of the people I wanted to vote for are safe.
I said I was going to vote because I thought that the Mafia would all cling on them. I want to kill ZNF right now.
Why?
I want to kill Tim. I think Tim is happy to play.
No, guys, right. I formal ZNF and let's just go. Like if we fucking lose, we fucking lose.
I need to defend myself first.
Okay, so we got it. Fine.
The 3. Okay. I don't know how many times I have to be like, how many times I have to show how consistent I've been this entire time, right? I was the first person to know that Storzug was probably cop. I cleared up that confusion right away, right? Tim has agreed with me on that front, right? I voted for Julian, right? Yes, I might have voted for Alan, right? But look at the consistency today, right? I voted for Rob. I didn't vote for Unctuous actually because I wanted to kill Rob. And I didn't want to make that call, but I voted for Noble. So the 3 people that I've wanted to kill, I've either voted for or I've had reason not to vote for. So I don't know how anyone else can be as consistent as I am in either votes or the things that I've said. So I highly recommend you do not kill me. I am Town. We will lose this game if you vote me off.
Go.
I vote. That's all I have to say.
I want to go for it.
Do it.
This is a bad idea.
Do it.
Neil?
You guys go for it. I mean...
3.
Give us a countdown. Okay.
I'll do it. Neil's tired.
You do it.
3, 2, 1, go. All right. That's 4?
That's 4. That's even.
Next up is Ryan, right?
Ryan.
No, I already passed.
I didn't know it was... Fuck.
Let's go 10.
It's got to be 10 then. That's all that's left.
Here's my defense. This is literally the worst decision you've ever made.
Who hasn't been voted on? Tim or Chef? Is that it?
Or Kiwi. I just kind of want to policy lynch Kiwi because honestly, I did not like his play this entire game. So fuck it. But you know what, guys, you know what? Here's the thing. If you want to kill me, that's just how appropriately this game would end. You lynched the most towniest person, so just fucking do it. I fucking dare you. Do it.
Okay, should we go?
Go. I swear to God, go.
Give me a second here. Like this is it. This is the final countdown, right? It's gonna be either Kiwi or Tim.
How could this?
Well, sure as fuck not me.
Tim was so Town.
Let's do. Do you guys want to just policy lynch Chef for his bad medic play? At least we can feel good about ourselves if we lose.
In the end, you realize.
Let's say we have a peace treaty with the Mafia and just draw it and just move on.
You know what? I believe that.
Here's the thing, Tim. The only options left that haven't been voted are you and Chef.
No. Yes, this is
Kiwi too.
Here's the thing, Ryan. I want to back you up on this. You're my third Mafia, like for sure. And then the fact that you, Rob, Noble, and Unctious are all clean, and Neil has not ended the game means it's definitely Chef. Like
what? Let's kill Tim. Like that didn't make sense.
I just don't care.
Chef or Kiwi?
Can you mod kill everybody?
Chef or Kiwi?
Let's do the vote on Tim. If it doesn't pass, we'll do the vote on Chef.
Go.
Wait, how about Kiwi?
Go.
For the mod
Do we have a vote on Kiwi
why
also?
You don't want to kill Kiwi, Ryan.
No.
Like maybe I
don't want to vote for Tim.
I'm not Mafia.
Just get the formalities through with it, okay?
Well, we formed here. Just waiting for a countdown. I don't know who.
On me. This is me, okay? 3, 2, 1. Kill me. Boom. Okay. Next one. Shaft or Kiwi?
Kiwi. Let's do it. Come on. Like, you know I'm medic. The only reason you're not going to vote for me is because I had a problem figuring it out, right? But you know it's me. Like, let's just do Kiwi.
I'm not fucking Mafia.
No, I'm not gonna vote for Kiwi. I think we have to go all in on Chef.
Like, that doesn't make any sense from Ryan. So it's Ryan, Rob, and Kiwi. Those are the three Mafia, right? Like, Ryan's smart enough to know that I'm obviously medic here.
No, I'm not, because you made the worst medic heals and the worst medic recount of what you did. Like,
you are the worst medic.
Recount, yes.
You are the worst medic.
You were the worst medic, man.
The worst medic.
Worst medic.
It's obvious though that I was the medic. Like, even you're the worst medic. Like, you know that I was.
Can we just get this over with? We should always just get this over with.
I'm not voting Kiwi. I'm killing Chef.
All right, that's fine. Everyone else vote Kiwi. Like, it's obviously like.
Do not vote Kiwi.
Doesn't matter.
Let's do it.
Clarify who is being voted for.
No, this is not a real vote.
Who is being
No, you already been formal, Chef, I think.
By who? No one.
Oh, if you have Kiwi did, he said.
I didn't hear.
I'm gonna fucking formal somebody. I don't care who it is.
Let's kill Chef. Kill Chef.
This game doesn't mean anything anymore.
Formal Chef. Chef, give your defense.
3.
I've already given it. Come on,
Doesn't
guys.
matter.
Okay,
voting.
Oh my god. Like,
We have to. We can't
If you
sleep.
kill me, it doesn't continue.
Voting on
just
Chef
go.
in 3, 2, 1.
We
Vote
can't
on
afford to
Chef.
sleep. Kill him.
Chef
Whatever.
dies, town loses.
Why'd you guys kill the medic? Why'd you guys kill the medic?
That was the worst game known to man.
That wasn't even
just went
cool,
so long.
to
That
do.
was the worst game ever.
This is so bad.
Wait,
the game seriously
ends the second I just had to go to the bathroom?
Read the rules out. Just fucking
Okay,
read the rules.
everyone.
Sorcerer gets caught.
No. You guys, everyone shut up. Everyone be quiet. This is how it goes. In the role of Mafia, we have Julian, Unctious, ZNF, Noble.
You guys not voting for Unctious?
Roll with me, bro.
Fucking voted Unctious.
In
Unctious
the
was
role
so obvious.
of Medic,
Dude,
we
I
have...
got flustered. I'm so exhausted. I got flustered, and I just stared at the camera, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm trying to say right now. Come on.
How did the vote not pass on Unctious? Like, that's
I don't know.
Tell me that.
In the role of Medic, we have Chef. In the role of Cop, we have Storzerg. The role of Vigilante is Carlton. The role of Hypnotoad is Alan.
Ooh.
Chef, that was the worst medic play ever. How do you not know who you saved?
Guys, let's do a game 2.
I spent like 20 minutes talking to Neil, so I'm scrolling through like
Literally
20
just take
pages
a
of
piece
talking
of
to Neil.
paper and write it.
Here's
Like,
the thing.
you understood my honesty of saying it that way, though, right? Like, it's at least real.
Like, I don't.
Firstborn child of anyone who thinks they can do better. So let's just do game 2. Like, let's just do it. Fuck it.
I can't do game 2.
I can't do game 2. I'm out.
I'm sleeping.
I'm not doing game 2, yeah.
This game took so long.
Not after that.
Alright, let's have the people who are taking game 2.
It was Noble was in there, right? Sorry, it was ZNF, Noble.
It was me, ZNF, Unctious, and Julian.
Why did no?
Yes, I said before. I said like the only reason I came out was so that Medic could save me, so that it couldn't kill 2 people.
I don't know why we went after Carlton. But it worked.
Look, me and Robbie died. That shit doesn't make any sense.
The fact that you knew that, Carlton, like Mafia knows that too, right? Like, Like it's so obvious that it would save you.
It doesn't matter though. Like you have
Like
to.
Ryan stuck up for Rob, and then when Kiwi latched onto it, that's when things came out of control. Because like now the votes are split, and I'm like trying to convince Kiwi, and he's like, "Tim, you're so Mafia." I'm like, "Kiwi, I will go to
should have
your
all
house
just
and
voted
become
with me.
Mafia."
Everybody that believed me should have voted with me. And
You were
like,
formerly me.
Homer's formal unctuous first, man, and like.
Can we
not
talk about this anymore? I'm gonna kill myself.
Unctuous was so obvious.
Okay,
The
no, we
bullshit
got
where he's like, I never get
guys.
flustered.
Hey, Chef, you figured
You
out
guys
the three
think you know
Mafia.
so much.
You were like, hey, it either
Get
has to
kicked.
be these 4 or these 3. You guys needed to team up with Chef and go with that.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break
I
so
voted
people
all
in the
of
game can go get water and go to the bathroom because they just yelled at each other for an hour and a half. Okay, we're gonna take a 5-minute break.
Hang ourselves.
And we're all gonna chill out, and we're gonna come back for a game 2, which is gonna be better. Okay.
I hope so.
It can't. It has to be.
That was like a Monday game. They're
There's no
sleeping
way
over.
it can't be better. Okay.
Like, no, I honestly challenge anyone else to be in that position. I think that would fuck up. Everyone just want to.
Yeah, we don't care if round won or lost. We care that you guys drag this shit on like forever. Like
I was trying to fucking win the game, guys.
Tim, I was trying to be in that position, and I was hoping that I would have been saved, so I could have been in that position.
Okay. Lastly,
If only there was a medic.
You guys, if I'm gonna, if they're, stop telling the mod what to do. I got people PMing me left and right, being like, do this, do that, end it this way, end it that way. So from now on, mods ruling are final. And if you guys agree to do something with the mod in game, you have to fucking like don't backtrack and be like, holy shit, what the fuck did you just do? Why did you do that? Like,
Neil,
that shit's bullshit.
Neil,
Don't do that.
I think they were just confused because I think what they thought was going to happen was the noble vote, then everyone else.
And then when I
No.
said Ryan, they should have said something instead of saying, "Oh, I'll wait and see who
They
votes on
should've-
Ryan,"
okay,
and then
actually,
complain about it afterwards.
I thought everyone else understood it was Ryan. I'm like, oh, I'm just stupid. And then the vote happened.
Not Noble voted for Ryan. He was the only one who voted for Ryan. I know that was a must vote, but it's like, hey, why did Noble just vote for Ryan when Ryan is defending Noble?
And you guys were like, we were like, Hannah or Noble, Hannah or Noble, Hannah or Noble. Then the next day,
No,
Noble's safe.
it was the last day. I'm talking about
I
the
know,
last
I'm just saying, like,
Because people would not have believed me on Noble. I was like, okay,
Tim,
people are to go on Rob.
Tim, you should have just done it and convinced people.
I was trying to play a good town. When I just do things, apparently
did.
I'm disruptive.
You
So fuck
did
all
play
of you,
good town.
seriously.
Like I was first day, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take a leap of faith here. I think that Tim, even though a lot of people were suspicious, I think he's town. Chef, people were suspicious, I think he's town. I'm like, and you know what? Storzard, I like how he's playing right now. I think he's town. I think he's cop, and I'm gonna do what he says.
You guys try to shut me down when I was like, people cannot pre-vote, and you're like, I'm like, what? That's bullshit. Like, obviously, we need to see the votes. Like, Bob did the best play first game, and I was getting shit for it. I was so upset.
If you guys had just held back on the vote, it would have passed the first night.
No. That's the whole point, Kayla. That's the whole
the
point, Kayla, is you
problem
kept people's impulsive votes.
I couldn't resend immediately because I was pretty much asked to resend almost instantly. After I had given my accusation, I was asked to resend. Nobody had talked about it. I thought it was bullshit.
The thing is, I didn't feel that. Like, I didn't even feel that. Like, this conversation would have gotten us back from Julian. I didn't feel that. And that's why I wanted to go through.
I just want to ask really quick, or just to Julian. Julian, did you know? Because I remember I was telling everyone, I was like, didn't you guys notice?
Julian really thought was caught.
No, I was the one who pushed the Storzard vote through.
Okay, all right, because I remember typing it.
I literally typed. You typed store, and I was like, yeah, double. I said double stack store. Yeah, because I felt he was cop, and I thought like he read off to the right people that I was gonna die. I knew.
That's why to me. So ZNF got safe for me because I was so sure he was Vigi. Because I was like, no one else caught that at all.
But Tim.
But I quit Vigi.
Why would you think that ZNF was safe when me and Robbie died first night? That shit doesn't make any sense.
I actually wrote him down, and then he did stuff that actually was better than everyone else. So
Unctuous made those
I
kills,
actually
not
like played Vigi and explained why like I did it. Like, and you didn't think I was actually Vigi, and then I die at night.
Well, no, like Tim knows
No.
you're Vigi.
When you came out as Vigi, I believed you, and then I was like, oh, ZNF was just a town. Like,
I was actually okay
It
with
should have
like
been
leaving Ghost Claw
suspicious of
up. the
ZNF.
entire
Like,
time.
why would he instantly say that if he's not the Vigi? Like, he was the
Here-
first
here-
one to say that.
All
And
the
it wasn't
people-
Vigi.
All the people that were sure that happened, that Bob was double stacked and Vigi shot, were Mafia.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. But then I was like, whatever.
I mean,
so the
actually-
last night, I was like, that's why we kill either Noble or Rob, and then it felt like no one's gonna go Noble. I'm like, fuck it, we might as well kill Rob and end the game because if people aren't gonna go Noble.
That last round, lasted way too long, and I partly blame Mafia because they had 2 chances. If all the Mafia raised their hand, they would have gotten someone off.
Fuck!
Yeah. And the game would have been over.
That's
Wait,
why
when
I
was
was
that?
so confused.
When was that?
It was
Vote
a
on-
vote on. But I remember once both ZNF and Noble didn't raise their hand, and if they did, it would have been 5 votes.
I thought that was Unctuous though. That was a vote on Unctuous.
No.
Like
No.
No, it was on.
I think that was the
Unctuous vote.
They literally
No,
couldn't
dude.
raise their hands late into the game. It was so
Because
dumb.
I think it's like there were 3 Mafia and they were all attacking one and saving the other in like this round robin circle, so you couldn't put them in a group.
No, but like the thing is like no, there were only 3 votes up to that point. It was one on.
No, I'm saying like in general though. Like
Oh no, yeah. No, but I mean like when Manga was talking about when Mafia could have ended early. I don't remember a point when that could have happened. I know there was a vote.
I don't
on
think
Rob.
so either.
well, every single vote you guys could have pushed through if you
No, but like those were ones on Mafia.
No.
Yeah.
There was a vote on Chef that you could have won.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I
Hey.
felt like that was going to be super sketch, but
Wait, I have a question. So who's left? It was ZNF. It was ZNF, Unctuous, and Noble, right?
Yeah.
It's
Weren't
just
they
was
all-
so obvious.
Weren't
So
they-
was Noble.
No, they weren't obvious. Weren't they all safe? Shouldn't the game just be ended right there if they're just all safe?
No, because you can go
No.
to sleep and Chef
The
could
medic,
potentially
if
save.
medic gets a save,
Oh,
yeah.
the bad game continues.
Yes.
Alan,
I was
if you
really
get
hoping
lynched
Medic wouldn't
without
get a
claiming
save.
again, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
I always come out when I'm Copper Vidge. I never come out when I'm like
Can
medic.
Mafia explain the reasoning with the night 3 or the night 3 kill?
or
and
night
why was
1.
Taylor killed instead of like Ryan, for example.
I just play again. Please don't
Unctuous
leave.
made all those calls. I have no idea.
Please don't leave. I don't leave me with these people, please.
I
need
can't
you,
play
Carlton.
unless the game's only
I
gonna be like
need
an
you,
hour and a half.
Carlton.
I have to be home before midnight.
Fuck you, Alan.
You're at home.
Well, no, I have to like go to the gym and then come back home.
He's gotta go get beef.
Man, Alan.
You're ripped enough already.
Unctuous knows
You're
what's
ripped
up, right?
enough already,
Unctuous?
Carlton.
Yeah, we'll play Unctuous.
No, Unctuous actually played good. Like I was pretty convinced.
Okay.
Are you serious? He was like,
So-
I never get flustered, when he gets flustered all the time.
Okay.
Well,
who is staying and who is
they should've
going? If you're
told
gonna
me
go,
that,
Peace out.
whatever.
head on
See you
out.
guys.
All right, later, ZNF.
Have a good night, CNF. Great play.
I'll be listening though when I'm at the gym.
I'm gonna go too, guys. I'll see you later.
All right.
You guys forgot like the first rule, like when it's lynch or lose, always vote Unctuous off.
And Noble was the only one who voted for Ryan. Like, who would vote for Ryan at that point? That should have
I
been
would have.
like,
I actually would have voted for Ryan, but I just didn't.
I thought I would
So
have
what-
I was very suspicious that he wasn't killed.
You
Ryan
guys should have
was like-
followed me to the promised land. We would
Ryan
have won.
Ryan was so
I called
hard on me.
I called 2 of the 3 Mafia in the
And you
triangle.
also formaled me like one
Day
of the first
one,
formals, and I
the
was
first
like,
2
fuck.
people
party
formaled
was
were Mafia.
Why the fuck isn't Ryan dead?
My parting words.
Because
My parting words are because Mango and Kelly, and like to an extent, like their brains aren't all fuddled up from that last game. So you guys win this for town. Be town. First of all, be town, and then second of all, win it for town.
What if they're Mafia?
Okay.
Bye, Carlton.
Win it for town anyway. Just out yourself as Mafia. Just be like, I'm Mafia, and they're also Mafia. Town wins.
I just want to say, I woke up at like 5 a.m. to play. Please don't kill me first.
What time is it over
Let me
there?
play one round. It's like 6 a.m. Wait.
I like the shirt.
Hey,
I like the shirt.
What's up?
Fuck you.
What?
And Mrs.
Alright.
Cable, do you want to play with us?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's not the.
I'm just kidding. Though.
We can't hear you, Cable.
Why,
we
Kelly?
can't- Cable, we can't hear you.
And
you hear me
Mrs.
now?
Cable, play with us.
Unctuous left?
Is that me? No, that's okay.
How does it
I
feel?
just want you to know that he
Dana,
lost
how does
his
it feel
voice
that
last
800
week.
people are
I
watching
tried
you
to
right now?
save his ass, but he lost it once.
I'm gonna go play the piano.
I'm gonna go play the piano.
Wow.
Okay, so are these our players?
Cable,
Or
unless you want to find a couple more, Neil.
No.
we only have
I'm
one second.
happy with 13 players. 13 players is a lucky number.
Especially it means that we won't have hour-and-a-half long days.
Yeah, I
I don't know about that.
Roulette on 13.
really hope we don't.
I'm hoping to just end this by midnight. That's my. That's my primary.
I want some big plays. I want like 3 fake
Play
you day
two.
1, and you
can
know,
we just play like a
everything
silly
done.
game then? Just have like.
Would you guys do you want to do a serious game or a silly game?
Serious.
Silly game.
Mango likes serious games, so he's gonna say that by default.
Serious
I like
game.
serious.
Vote for serious.
Real serious game.
Serious game.
vote.
Vote for serious in 3, 2, 1.
Serious.
Vote for serious. Oh,
After
everyone's
that
a
last
serious
game.
Okay, all right.
Serious
After that last game, we need another game to wipe that game out of mind right
Okay,
now.
so with 13 people, we should have what? 3 Mafia?
Yeah.
3-1-1. 3-1-1 KP.
3-1-1 1 KP?
Mango.
No.
There's a 3,
No, you can't have a medic and 1 KP.
Yeah, it's
No.
3 Mafia, 1 cop, 1
Take
Vigi.
out the medic, but leave in the hypno.
Yeah.
Leave
Yeah,
Hypno
do
or
that.
leave
Didn't even
Vigi?
do anything.
Vigi.
That's because the Hypno didn't.
Oh, so have it 3-1-1-1 without a medic, and Mafia has 2 kill power.
So 3 Mafia, 1 cop, 1 Hypnotoad, 1 Vigilante?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
Wait, can someone
that's
explain the
interesting.
Hypnotoad thing? I'm not exactly sure. I've never played with it.
It's a VG, but roll reveal.
You force someone. You basically have to force someone to roll claim.
Wait, so like for example, I could say to I whisper to Neil to force someone to say they are something, or force them to reveal their actual role.
So if you're a hypnotist, this is how it goes. If you're a hypnotist, once per game during the night phase, you can say, I'm going to hypnotize someone. In this example, we're going to use Chef. Then in the morning, Chef will come out and he will say his role. It will be the first thing he says, and he'll say it right away.